Hey, Coach. It's Coach Bill with a game-changing drill I like to call the Closeout Chaos. This is a small-sided game, and it's really about honing your players' defensive skills and getting them game ready. I know if you're like me, I was always looking for ways to upgrade my team's defense and help them stay one step ahead during games. Closeout Chaos simulates high pressure situations, challenging players to make split second decisions between guarding a shooter or covering a pass. All critical steps for young athletes to master. So we're going to dive into closeout chaos, and it really can change how your team performs under pressure. Whether you're working with third graders or high schoolers, this drill has something for every level, and you can adjust it to your level of players as well. As you know, many young players struggle with closeouts, and you can search YouTube for multiple types of closeout techniques. Pick one, stick with it, and then this is a great drill to practice it. And also, how do you defend the drive? How do you defend the pass? And this drill works on that. Usually, you're going to emphasize things like maybe look at their stance, their footwork. Delayed reactions is one of the bigger issues on closeouts and defending the pass. So this drill really focuses on those few things to get a little bit better. It's a this particular drill I like because it's a small-sided 3v3. You can do it 4v4 as well. Designed specifically to work on closeouts and decision making. It simulates high pressure situations requiring instant decisions. You're going to guard the shooter or you're going to guard the pass. Uh, and by thrusting your players into these scenarios, we're not just teaching them to react, but we're programming them to anticipate and strategize pressure. All right, so let's dive in to this drill, see how this works. So you basically have 3 or 4 players standing out of bounds, and you have 3 or 4 players standing around the perimeter. The ball starts with player number one here. They pass to player number two quickly, 2 passes to 3. And right after you pass, and I'll show the animation of this, right after you pass, one sprints out to one on offense, two sprints ahead to two on defense, 3 passes to one and sprints out to 3 on offense. So one goes to one on offense. I think I might have said defense. Two goes to two on offense, and 3 goes out to 3 on offense on the perimeter. So let's take a quick look at the animation of this. So 1 passes to 2, 2 passes to 3, 1 sprints out. Okay. 3 throws the ball immediately to 1, 3 sprints out, 1 throws it to 2 on offense, 2 throws it to 3, 1 and 2 adjust. And at this moment, it goes live. So once the ball touches everybody, not only out of bounds, but everybody around the perimeter, the play goes live. However you want, one, etc. I'm sorry, 3 versus 3, 4 versus 4, etc. You could even do it up to 5, and you can add in different rules you want and different points of emphasis. In our case, we use a lot of scoring on defense. So if we get a defensive stop, that's a point. If we force people, and this is very specific to us, into our gray zone, which is the left side of the hoop, kind of the short corner area, the defense gets a point for that. We'll give offense a point if they score as well. So it's a small-sided game, team one versus team two, and it's quick moving. And I want to emphasize those passes too. Those are quick. You're basically playing hot potato. Players out of bounds, they're throwing the ball quickly. Players on the perimeter, they're throwing it around quickly until it reaches that final spot, and then it goes live. I hope that's helpful, coaches. This is a great drill. As I said, a short, small-sided game to work on closeouts, footwork on your closeouts, how to defend the pass. Also really developing the quick twitch muscles and the mental acuity that young players need. And I encourage you, check out our other drills on this channel. Hit subscribe, hit like, and continue the conversation in the comments. I'd love to hear what you do for closeouts. Try this drill, come back, leave a comment. Happy to make adjustments. And I'd love to understand how you play it as well. All right, let's keep the conversation alive. And until next time, happy coaching.